What's up, UFC fans? We're back. We have an interesting question today. Who is the scariest matchup for every title holder? We're going to start with flyweight. We're going to make our way all the way down to heavyweight, where we know who Jon Jones is scared of. But like I said, we're starting with flyweight, starting with Alexandre Pantoja. Now, this one's interesting. Flyweight's a little stale. It's a little watered down. Not a lot of guys down there to worry about for Pantoja. He's already ran through Royval. He's already ran through Moreno. But a little honorable mention, Kai Kara France, but that's not my answer. I think KKF is absolutely on his way to a title shot. But I think next, Alexandre Pantoja is going to fight Tutsaro Tiara. I don't know if that'll be his next fight. I think this is his next big matchup that is going to test him. Last time we saw Tutsaro, he was on Alex Perez's back, blowing his knee out. So there's that. I think this is going to be an absolute amazing matchup to test Pantoja. And if he gets that done, you got to start to put him up there as one of the best flyweights to ever do it. Next, we have Suga Sean O'Malley. Now, I would hate to see O'Malley lose, but the matchup he has coming up in September, I think, is his scariest matchup. Well, one of two scariest matchups. You have Merab, and if he somehow beats Merab, we're going to throw in a 2-for-1 on this one. I would be scared to fight Umar. Umar isn't great striking. He can take some shots for sure. I mean, that fight with Corey Sandhagen was crazy. Sandhagen was landing some massive shots. He was doing really good against the ground, against the takedown. Umar has a really good chin right now. I think one of these two guys will get Sean down and beat him. I think those are two of the scariest matchups. Next, we have this guy. This guy who's scared to fight everyone in the division. I mean, it feels like he's had the belt forever. We just never hear about him. All we hear about is, I'm not going to fight this guy. I'm not going to fight this guy. They haven't earned it, brother. They're ranked in the top of the division. I don't know what to tell you, but who is the scariest matchup for Ilia Topuria? I want to say Max Holloway because one, Max has a really, really solid chin. And this is going to sound like recency biased, but Max really does have a solid chin. He's going to stand in there. He's going to bang with Ilia Topuria. I could see this going the same way as the Conor McGregor fight, unfortunately. But I think he's going to go out there. And like I said with the Gaethje fight, if Max gets to round 4 and 5, he's beating you because that means his output has been absolutely insane. You're probably not putting him away in the 4th or the 5th. Every round, the fight goes further with Max Holloway, you have less and less of a chance of winning. So I'm probably going to say Max Holloway. Do we have an honorable mention in this weight class? I mean, I do like Aljo. I think Aljo would be a decent matchup. I can unfortunately see Ilya sniping him though. So we're just going to keep it with Max Holloway. Next, the number one pound for pound best fighter in the UFC, Islam Makhachev. I mean, that Habib camp is crazy. I don't know what they do over there. I think a Habib camp has to be like Marine Corps training. They got to break you down and turn you into something you weren't before because those dudes are absolute machines. But who is the scariest matchup for Islam? And no, it's not Arman Saryukin. It's not. I'm sorry. I think he absolutely runs through Arman again. I don't think it's Char. I honestly, I really don't know. Because it's got to be someone who's really, really good at ground defense and they can go in there and knock you out. It's not Justin Gaethje. I could see, like, I don't think Islam would be stupid enough to sit in the pocket with Justin Gaethje. That's what you have to, that's how Gaethje's going to get his wins. You're going to sit in the pocket and ego him and think you can beat him. It's not Dan Hooker. It's absolutely not Michael Chandler. Dariush, when's the last time he fought? I don't even remember. Gamrot just got beat. This one's the hardest one because I can't see anyone beat. Here's what I'm going to do for y'all. I really don't know if there's anyone that's going to beat Islam at lightweight. What I do think is I think Islam moves up eventually and this isn't my who's going to beat Belal pick in the weight class here. We're going to skip Islam. We're going to come back to him. Belal Muhammad. I don't think it's Shavkat. I think his scariest matchup is probably not Kamaru Usman. Guys, Kamaru's walking upstairs backwards. His knees are so bad. Now, I think Kamaru could go out there and knock him out. I think Belal's going to do him just like he did Leon. I really think Belal's scariest matchup in the division is Jack Della Maddalena. He can stand there, he can box, he can go to the ground, he can do everything. I think JDM might be the best well-rounded guy in the division. Fight me over it. Next, we have Dricus du Plessis at middleweight, who absolutely shocked the world. I did not expect Dricus du Plessis to go out there and beat Israel Adesanya like that. But if you look at all of Dricus's fights, well, I want to say the one against Sean and the one against Adesanya that I remember fondly. He's getting pieced up round 1, round 2, round 3. But round 4 and 5, du Plessis comes alive and he starts landing insane shots and he finds a way to outpoint you or put you out. I mean, when he put Adesanya out, I don't know what was wrong with Izzy. Allegedly, he had an injury, a leg injury. I don't know if that was pre-fight, during the fight. But, I mean, Izzy just didn't fight good in that fight. He did it, I mean, don't get me wrong. He boxed amazingly. The IQ just wasn't there. Round 4 going in, I thought he was absolutely winning. I guess some of the judges didn't think that, so I guess that's why he was fighting like this. Izzy stopped getting his defense. He stopped getting his distance, and he started boxing in the pocket. And I mean, that led to him getting rocked, getting his bat taken, getting choked out. But who is going to challenge Dricus du Plessis in the division? I don't think it's Sean Strickland. They're two similar fighters. I don't think it's Israel Adesanya. He just got beat. Could it be Robert Whittaker? I mean, he's knocked Robert Whittaker out. I mean, I think we got to go in, Jesus, I hate saying this because I can't fathom the middleweight belt only getting fought for once every 2 years. It's probably Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev, or my honorable mention here, Baralho, Chow, Choi, Chioi. And that's, I mean, I've seen them pronounce his name 5 different ways last card. So I'm going to say it the way I think you say it is Choi Baralho. I think that's my honorable mention for the weight class. I'm going Khamzat Chimaev as my lock, though. I think Khamzat goes out there and beats Dricus. Next, we have light heavyweight Poatan Alex Pereira. Some people say he's ducking Ankalaev. I mean, but Alex came out and said Ankalaev's ducking him. Ankalaev's calling him a liar. Who's the worst matchup for Alex in this weight class? It's absolutely not Khalil Roundtree. Who came out and said Khalil Roundtree was going to run through Alex Pereira and surprise all of us? It was either DC or Chael Sonnen. Yeah, get him out of here. He's done. I mean, he's making light work of the light heavyweight division right now. Ran through Jiri, ran through Jamal Hill, beat Blachowicz. Right? Right? No, he hasn't beat Jan. I'm tripping. Yeah, yes, he did. Yes, he did. Why do I not remember that fight? Why do I not remember that Jan fight? Anyways, scariest matchup in the light heavyweight division is Anthony Smith. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm kidding. I'm obviously lying. I think it's Ankalaev. I think we can all agree it's Ankalaev. He has decent boxing. Mid-tier boxing. I mean, it's the ground game. And he said he's going to go in there and he's not going to take Alex Pereira down. You've absolutely lost your mind. If I was your coach, your manager, anything, and I heard you say that, I'm like, no, you're getting your ass in there and you're taking Alex down and you're getting this belt. I don't care how boring it is. You go in there and you grind it out on the ground. I think Ankalaev is Alex's scariest matchup. Next, we have Jon Bones the Goat Jones. Who is the scariest matchup for the best fighter to ever do it in the UFC? I could wholeheartedly tell you no one in this division. Y'all keep saying Tom Aspinall. One, let's be real, Stipe is not getting it done. It's not happening. I think he goes out there. Y'all remember how he did Cyril Gane about 10 years ago when we last saw him fight for the belt? That's how he's going to do Stipe. We're going to get about a minute and a half of Jon Jones in the octagon. What, 3 minutes total over his last 2 fights? He's going to go in there. He's going to brutalize Stipe. But who is the scariest in the division for him? I guess you could say Tom Aspinall. I really want to say, and this is going to sound crazy, y'all are going to think I'm wild for this. I want to say Almeida. I want to say Almeida is the scariest matchup in the division for Jon, just because his ground game is so good. I'm going to humor y'all. I'm going to go Tom Aspinall. He has decent boxing. He doesn't have amazing boxing. He has higher level boxing than normal. I think he has a decent fighting IQ. I think he throws a lot of wild shots, which can get you caught against Jon Jones. It can. It will. He has an okay ground game. I think y'all look at people's ground game and be like, oh, he's got the ground game to beat Jon Jones. Does he have the ground defense to beat Jon Jones? Because Tom Aspinall won't be the first one shooting for the takedown. And if Jon Jones gets you on the ground, you're done. And that's how I think all of Jon Jones' heavyweight fights will go, being if his last one is with Stipe, if his last one's with Tom, if his last one's with Volkov, if his last one's with Almeida. I think they all end on the ground. I don't think he cares to go in there and box with a heavyweight. It's not a good business decision. When you are a guy who can get the takedown and finish it on the ground, boxing with a heavyweight is not a good business decision, guys. So I'm going, you know what? I'm going Almeida. I think Almeida is the best one that can beat Jon Jones. I'm not going Tom Aspinall. I'm going Jailton Almeida. So now that y'all are mad, let's go back up here to Islam Makhachev. Who can beat Islam? If I was going to say anyone in the division, I know he already lost. I'm going to have to go Dustin Poirier. I mean, he stood in the pocket with Islam. He stopped the takedowns. He had decent ground game. I really think it was the shorts. He had to keep pulling them up. But that's really the only one I think can beat Islam in the division. Now, here's a little juicy matchup for you. I think Islam goes up and beats Belal. That's Belal's will that happen? I mean, they kind of trained together for a little bit. I don't think Islam cares. I think Islam will go up and beat Belal. But who do I think can beat Islam? Now, this is where MMA math gets a little weird. You know how I said Jack Della Maddalena could get the belt from Belal? I don't think Jack Della Maddalena could beat Islam, but I do think Shavkat Rakhmonov could beat Islam. So that's a little food for thought for y'all. Those are our scariest matchups for everyone in every every champion, every UFC division. Let me know if you agree with me or you disagree with me. Let me know who you think is the scariest matchup for everyone down in the comments. Don't forget, like and follow.